Longlegs killed at the box office this weekend. Now, this movie really, really blew everybody's expectations. One, because nobody cared about this film. Nobody cared about this film until we got to the screenings of it, right? The secret screenings, the press screenings, then everybody, and I mean everybody, wanted a taste of this movie because everybody was marketing this as the most massive, scary film ever. Longlegs is a box office hit. So let's take a look at this. According to the numbers, Longlegs made $22.6 million in the last 3 days. Now, this was on Monday, I believe, is when this was uploaded. And while that may not seem like a lot of money on the surface, it's just the 17th biggest opening weekend of 2024. The details explain why it's a big deal. Likely the majority of major modern horror movies, Longlegs was not an expensive movie to make. Deadline reports it cost less than $10 million to produce. But it has been building some outstanding buzz in the weeks and months leading up to its release. In addition to the exceptionally creepy and subtle marketing campaign that smartly kept Nick Cage's titular serial killer a mystery, critics have been hyping up the film for a while now. The feature debuted at a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes in June, which is a very rare feat. Only a couple films have been able to hold that, and a couple films were actually stripped of that because of some technicalities. But in other words, anyways, and while that number has since dropped to 87%, there's a lot of love going around. I personally gave Longlegs a 5-star review. This person who wrote this wrote it in their cinema blend review, helping make the box office results a little extra special on the scale. While the biggest movies nowadays are put into 4,000 plus screens, Longlegs put its numbers just in 2,500 theaters. On average, those theaters made quite a bit of money off the release, as the film made just north of $9,000 per screen. Now, this is a major thing here because the title has outgrossed a number of other wide-release horror movies that have come out earlier this year, not including the aforementioned Immaculate, which was the last film that Neon put out, but also Maxine, which opened at 11.8 million. Tarot, awful movie by the way, at 18.8 million. The Watchers at 19.1 million, and The First Omen at 20.1 million. The only ones above it is Abigail at 25 million, Imaginary at 28 million, and Night Swim at $32 million. Now, while this is a big deal, I want you to take a look at this, because this is not only a massive deal for the box office, right? It's also a massive deal for us as movie fans, because when a movie we like, I'm not saying I've seen Longlegs because I haven't. It's not a movie for me. It is not a movie for me. What this means is taking a look at what this does for movie fans and for the box office. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look at the Longlegs box office as of right now, because it's grown. It's grown since. Not by a lot, but it's grown. Taking a look at the numbers. That's the site that I use for all of my box office stuff here, is the numbers. Fantastic site. Love them. I look at them pretty much every other day. This is $25.3 million. $25.3 million. Let's take a look at Immaculate. Immaculate did decently well at the box office. It did decently well at $24 million. This was in its whole theatrical run. This number right here was within like a 6, 7, 8 week span. That's insane to me that this movie, that Longlegs, has already made more money than Immaculate. Longlegs, again, not a movie for me, but this is major box office news here, folks. When a small little original horror movie gets this type of press, what is the box office drop going to be for this? Because I gotta say, it's probably going to be 40 to 50%. Not that it's a massive number, but still, 40 to 50% is a really good drop for this type of a film. So there's my thoughts on Longlegs box office. I thought this was a massive week for box office. And let me know what your thoughts were in the comments down below.